Hello, and welcome to President Pat's podcast at North Shore Community College. I'm Dr. Pat Gentile, proud president of North Shore Community College in Massachusetts. Today's podcast will showcase North Shore Community College's Adult Learning Center. With me today is Stacy Randell-Shaheen, the director of the center. Welcome, Stacy. I'm so glad you're here. For those listeners who may not be familiar what an adult learning center is, could you fill us in first on kind of what the program does as an overall function?
Sure, Pat, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. This year marks my 5th year as the director of the Adult Learning Center, and I'm very proud of our work and the transformative changes that we make in people's lives. And I'm particularly eager for people inside the college to learn more about what we do and to help students take advantage of everything we offer.
It's great. So tell me about some of the things that you offer, some of the programs, so that people have a concept of what an adult learning center is all about.
Sure. Well, the name can be a little misleading because we are actually a college and career readiness place. So when people come to us, many of them do not have the high school diploma yet, but we talked to them early on about the reason they're there is not just to get their high set. Their reason is much bigger than that. So we really help people identify their purpose and what their larger why is. The high set is the what, but what is your why? So that kind of directs us all year long. We provide free literacy, math, and high school equivalency testing and prep courses. But we go deeper than that, too, and we also offer career exploration. We have monthly workshops about that. We really emphasize writing skills and how important they are in life. We have a specialized integrated education and training program in the IT field, which was brand new last year. So people with a high school diploma or without are eligible to come to that and earn certifications in the industry and hopefully go on to more training after that. We have 3 levels of classes based on reading. So we do an assessment in the beginning, and students have to be able to commit to all 3 days from 9:30 to 1, from September to about the end of May. And it is a very much an individualized learning place, even though it's in a group setting, because people are at varying levels of reading skill, math skill, English proficiency, all that kind of stuff. So they do get lots of one-on-one support as well.
Well, that's really cool. I mean, clearly people would have thought about the GED program in the past, but this is much more than that. It's more than just getting your high school diploma if you haven't had that. So tell us a little bit about some of the successes you've had, because I know the ALC has been very successful in moving people from the what they want to why they want it and to have a goal for the future so that when they leave, it's more than just, I got my diploma and I'm finished.
Exactly. And one thing we do offer them is a support system for life as well. We are required by the state to follow people for a year, but that's a message that's loud and clear that you are our students for life. So whenever you might need additional support or something comes up, of course you have your advisors in college, but you always have us as well. Since I've been here, we've celebrated 163 graduates. And at least 35 of them have enrolled in classes at North Shore Community College or other places of higher learning. Some have taken advantage of career training with our partner, North Shore Career Center, and now working in actual jobs that they love. Careers, not just jobs.
Not just a job.
Exactly. The majority of our students, as I mentioned earlier, come to the ALC as people who did not finish high school. But we see them from day one as future college graduates. And that's another thing we identify for them. We have a very intensive 2-day orientation that's informational, but also aspirational. So really, we set the tone from the beginning. And they leave us as high school graduates, college students, information technology specialists on the path to a more advanced certification and beyond. Most of them enter with jobs already, but they leave with plans for a career that will pay a self-sustaining wage so they can support themselves and their families, especially in the North Shore where the housing market is so exorbitant.
Right. And in today's knowledge economy, you have to have that career plan. And even when you get your high school degree, you have to consider yourself a lifelong learner.
Exactly.
So it's about continuing to gain the skills and the knowledge that you need to not only enter the field, but hopefully advance in the field, right?
Yes.
Or find another field that fits you better as years go by. And, 10 years from now, we're not sure ourselves what the jobs will be like. But if you can inspire people and really help them believe they're lifelong learners, you're doing a great service. And I have to say, you use the word inspire. All right. And what I see when I go to your graduations, when I've talked with some of the folks while they're going through the process is, they have hope. You've inspired them to think about themselves differently. Your newsletters that come out are always, quite frankly, entertaining. There's good stuff in there. There's thought-provoking things, and you really laud the people who are going through the programs about their own successes and what they've been achieving. So, I got to give it to you. It's not just at the end at a graduation ceremony that there's a lot of big smiles. It's all throughout the programs. And what I see are people gaining the confidence in themselves that they are smart, that they can complete things, and that they have a plan for life. And that's great stuff. So tell me a little bit about some of your students that sort of are examples of what you've been doing.
Sure. Well, as you know from this year, we had Deandra Dravis, who was graduated from us in 2017, but she was our student speaker at graduation. So I could share a little bit of her speech with you to demonstrate the impact of our training and what it has on students. So she shared, "I would not have accomplished my dreams or future career goals without being a part of this program. In the past, I attended different schools to receive my HiSET, but life would always interfere and something would come up. At age 25, I realized I had to get back into school and pursue a career." So Deandra was an example of someone who joined the ALC. She enrolled in a HiSET class, but at that time we had a different offering of integrated education and training as a CNA, and she was interested in the healthcare field, so she changed to that and also continued to work on her HiSET. And she graduated this May from North Shore Community College with her associates in health science, and she's going to attend Salem State for her BSN.
Oh, that's really cool. What a great story.
And this, was under 3 years. She
Right.
I remember one time she came up because she was taking phlebotomy and she had Band-Aids on both her arms. And I guess that's part of the class where they have to practice on each other. And I said, "I'll support you, but I'm
Yes.
not going that far."
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
But she's a great example of someone, and you mentioned they start to feel smart. They start to feel like they can do things. A lot of people come with a lot of academic and emotional baggage. They've been told from a young age that they weren't good enough in something, or their life situation caused a lot of instability in their education. So there's lots of gaps. So that's a huge part of our job, is to build that confidence and self-esteem.
Wow. Well, you have plenty, I am sure, of amazing stories, not only hers. Is she the alum that also sang, or was there a different alum that sang the song?
That was a different alum. That was Stephanie Madero. She was in our class of 2018 and is currently enrolled at North Shore Community College and has discovered a love of psychology. But while she was taking classes with us, she became homeless, and I was very concerned about her in general. She spent the last few months of her semester living in her car. Despite that, her class attendance was consistent. She was determined to complete every homework assignment, a rare quality. and she was particularly...
Across the board, by the way.
And she was particularly determined to graduate with her class, and she succeeded.
Wow. I mean, really, it's always heartwarming to hear these stories. I think another one that was featured in the spring's commencement was given a scholarship award. Tell us about him.
Yes, that is Stefan. He actually just picked up his first literacy scholarship at the Boston City Hall last week, but he was also given a scholarship here at the college, the Bob and Mary Murphy ABE Scholarship Award for $1,000. And that was generously donated by an employee who had a similar experience. He had to drop out of high school at 16 to help support his family, so our program really resonates with him. And Stefan took the males program this summer, the Bridge program, and he plans to enroll at North Shore to study health science and wants to be a nurse practitioner.
Wow, that's so cool.
And he noted in his scholarship essay, here's a quote from him, "Going to HiSET classes at the ALC at North Shore Community College has been the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I had so much support from all the teachers, volunteer helpers, and even the students in my class. They have pushed me to the limit to overcome learning deficits and shape me into the person I am now. After completing the program, I came to realize that it prepared me for the world I am about to enter, college life and adulthood."
Wow, I'm telling you, these stories really move my heart. And I am sure for you, too, it's the reward of seeing this kind of transformation. I mean, that's what learning's about. So you're doing a tremendous job, all the folks who work with you. I know you have volunteers that help as well. So you've got a lot of people who are really doing hard work of helping people learn, of turn around their expectations about themselves and to be successful. So the students, what I see is, of course, they're so proud of themselves when they get to graduation. If people are interested in applying or they know somebody who could benefit from the program, how do they do that, Stacy?
Anyone who has not completed high school and is at least 16 and is not currently in school is eligible to apply. The only exception, as I mentioned earlier, is the Integrated Education and Training Program, which we're recruiting for right now for the fall semester, that you can have a high school diploma and still come. And if people are interested, they should call me directly at 978-236-1227, and I'll direct them to the right place. Everyone does have to do an assessment before they can come in reading and math, so we know which level of class to put them in. And another thing is that if they can't come to classes in person, 2 years ago we started a distance learning program.
Oh, wow.
So again, with support, they can study from home and still have contact with an instructor, but not have to come to class because that's a difficulty for some people.
Wow, that's great. I mean, certainly the Adult Learning Center has been evolving over time, and I really commend you for all your hard work, all your mission-driven service, because I know this is a mission for you.
Absolutely.
And that you love our students, and it's really been a pleasure to have you on the podcast today. If people want to just drop in and say hi to you, where do they find you?
They will find us on the Danvers campus, the Math and Science Building, second floor, room 223, and please come visit.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure having you on this podcast. This is Dr. Pat Gentile, president of North Shore Community College. I hope you learned something new and interesting today. If you're enjoying this podcast, I invite you to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play, and be sure to leave a review or a suggestion of what you'd like to know more about for future episodes. Until next time, ciao.